2000, after so 2000, what now is 20, yeah, 2007, I started with Ike. I went, and then I always knew about psychedelics, right? But it was that fear that they put us in a head, like, oh, it's drugs, is that like, and because of epileptic seizure, I was very scared of taking anything so it doesn't come back. I don't take medicine, I don't take pills, I don't take anything unless I really have to, just because of that. So I don't put any shit into me like from pharmacy unless doctor tells me you're gonna die, then I will take it. So I started exploring um, psychedelics, and I was always drawn to that. And natural medicine, I was always drawn in from early stage. I went to, people working with crystals when I was 13. I went to energetic points when I was 14 and stuff like, energy, different points in mountains we have in Slovenia and all of that. I was like, for me, it was like, meh, normal stuff, right? And I started doing it for me. So I was like, okay, I tried to kill myself. What's wrong with me? Why is this like, why do I have this anxiety? So after more than almost a year studying all this, I took in three nights in a row 5 grams of mushrooms.
Wow.
Yeah. I
Okay.
just went like, this is my reasoning. I was test bunny, like I was like, I'm reading this, I'm watching podcasts, I'm reading books, I'm reading all this research. I know like in Peru and all of that is, going for centuries. I'm like, this sounds like cool. Like, okay, 5G is like kind of hero stuff, like this kind of help. So my reasoning was like, okay, I'm so fucked up, so much happening. So one night won't probably do. Let me do three so I can cut that. So the healing can go fast, right? That
Well,
was me.
just for everybody that may or
Yeah,
may not know, 5 grams is like a
it's a lot.
hero's dose.
Yeah, it's a hero
It,
dose.
it, it is a see God moment.
Yeah, it's 8 hours of it, right? So I'm in my room. I don't even know like to put intention. I don't know that it's better to be in nature. I don't know anything. I'm just testing on myself, right? And I'm like, "Nah, nothing special happened in all these 3 days." I'm like, nobody came, no visuals, nothing. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Maybe I didn't took the right ones. Well, on Monday, that was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday when I took on Monday, 3 days after, I wake up and I'm like, something is different. And I didn't know until then how life without anxiety looks like. My anxiety was gone. My depression or whatever, my brains were completely reset. Now I know. I was like, oh wow, this is how normal people that don't have this live, like, or this is how brains normally work. And I wrote all of that to John Hopkins University. Yeah.
Wow.
Then it came back 3 months later. But then I learned that because of my lifestyle, because of the stress and everything. So that's why I got into this. And then I tried DMT at 37. And I was like, that sounds good. That. Let me test that on myself. So me and my friend, who's like a real chemist, we did that all alone. I was like, I trust only you with this stuff. So if you want to do it, and he was into this, like, I will, I will test for both of us, but you're gonna do it because you're the only one I know I'm gonna get. You're not gonna give me some bad stuff, right?
Right.
And again, studying a lot of videos, a lot of because it's not like I was like a superhero. Like I was like, yeah, you can do this. Like this is I had to prepare myself mentally. I had to know everything what I'm doing. I had to feel comfortable. It was really preparation here. It's not like I'm just gonna take it. And when I finally did a third time breakthrough, it showed me like, oh, Matt, you need to learn how to love yourself. And I'm like, what? And like it goes like it's 7 to 10 minutes. The ones that don't know, there are two types of DMT. This one is let's call it normal. I forgot. It's on the website. And then you have that you take it from frog, I think. It's called Bufa. It's
Is it
5 MOT.
Buffo?
Yeah, that it's a different one. So I take the let's call it normal one. Um, and it showed me it's such an amazing trip because I had a couple of them. Then I was like, oh, this is fun, let's me do it again. But this one was the profound one. This one, looking back, started a real change. And it took me on a trip where it was like a movie, like a film for old films for taking photos.
Mhm.
And one film was like, it could I had a feeling I was there 10 years, and the next picture was like 2 minutes, and 1 year, and so on. And I don't remember anything. And in the end, let's say same voice when I was 15 came, and it says like, Matt, you need to learn how to love yourself. And I'm like, it would be good to say thank you. And I'm like, yeah, thank you. I understand. And I think it's the over trip, and I want to get up, and I want to get up. And the voice goes literally, you don't get it. Or everything, each feeling to every second to millisecond the same. And in the end, again, Matt, you need to learn how to love yourself. And I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, thank you. And he's like, yeah, now you get it. And that's it. And for 3 days, it shredded me. I was lost. I didn't know what happened, what's going on. Of course, it had to break me on pieces. Now I know. So I called Teresa, who's now not with us anymore, and who was my QHHT therapist at that time. And I said, "This happens." Like, no, no, no. It just brought. It's like it's okay. It had to shredder your shield. Like now the healing can start. And I had to literally type in Google and like how to love yourself. What that means actually.
I love that.
Yeah, no, honestly, like I was so embarrassed. Like, let me not tell this to anybody. I don't know how to do this. And
Oh,
this is why I started, like, this is why I do what I do now, is because I want to build a bigger picture. And podcast is to talk to interesting people that I wanted. And the website is so when I find a puzzle, I put it there so people can find it. Maybe they needed something like it's gonna click them, help them to go try this or find a way to help themselves and do the research. And yeah, so it was never like I want to help humanity or whatever. It's like no, it's just one thing led to another.
wow.
Yeah,
I can absolutely resonate with that. And I think everyone listening to this is gonna have a real heartstring that really feels that. Because I really do feel in a lot of ways that it isn't about this big heroic mission, that a lot of times we're just learning how to survive here. So we're
yeah,
going through journeys of literally learning how to clear away a lot of times the early childhood traumas, the
mm,
depression, sometimes the suicidal ideation, and these kinds of things, and realizing that there is something that tugs at our soul and our heart that never allows us to cross that line, obviously, because we're here, right?
yeah,
And but within that there is going to be exploration paths that each of us go down, that each one of these paths I think is profound, because it's like it's your awakening, it's your places where you're having the aha of like the vulnerability, which thank you so much for sharing that, because you're absolutely, I just even though you're like, man, I never wanted to say this to anybody, that I had to look up how to love myself, but
yeah.
would say that on some level, that's actually more common than we've been willing to admit.
Oh, it's much more common, I learned. I just thought at that time it was like, and it's like even basic things, right? Like, okay, you are worth of like new clothes or a good food. And I was like, oh, my self-image was at that time was much better than was before. But I was like, still, I was like, oh, that means like, and setting boundaries, and it was like, oh, that's okay. It's so much, they're like little things, but they for me were very big things. Sorry, I have a lot of mosquitoes here. Just they started coming last today, it looks like. So it's
Oh
okay.
my gosh.
Have you? So yeah, they're like, it was like, I mean, look, I was not comfortable talking about this even a year ago. So now I'm okay with it. I don't have a uh, problem with it anymore. But even a year ago, it's like, nah, I'm not gonna really talk about it too much. So